How do I make $149,000 a month in profit working, don't tell anybody, 25 hours a week? I'm going to share my top 3 secrets that allow me to produce that amount of money every single month while only working 25 hours a week. Let's dive in. You guys, work-life balance is hard. I'll be the first to admit it. I grinded out 100-hour weeks in the early days, right? I was like in my mom's basement, starting companies, 100-hour weeks, no problemo. But now I'm an old guy, I've got kids, I can't be doing that anymore. So what do? Now I work 25 hours a week using these 3 secrets to get me there. Secret number 1, I had to get exceptionally good with delegating my time. And what did that mean? Well, the biggest step there is acknowledging the fact that I wasn't the best person or the only person capable of doing a given task. But like, what does that actually mean? What do I actually delegate? How does that actually work? Okay, so like for me, I got myself a really talented EA and I trained her to be like inside my mind. And so what does this accomplish? This allows me to leverage my time into more strategic things. If I'm not focused on responding to email or going through email or setting calendar appointments, or I mean that's like the tactical stuff, but there's a lot of strategic stuff that an EA can help you with, because if they understand your priorities, now they can go and represent your priorities to other people on your team for you. So you don't actually have to go to those meetings, and you know that your best interests and the company's best interests are being represented by someone. So that allows me personally to spend so much more time only focused on the things that are going to move the needle. Secret number 2, I must own my time. Say it with me. I must own my time. And most people don't. What do I mean? Most people let their inbox dictate what they're doing that day. Most people, myself included, used to leave the calendar blank, let things, pop into the calendar, people book appointments with me, whatever. That is so ass backwards. It's wrong. Why? Because again, now other people own my time instead of me owning my time. Who knows best what I should be spending my time on to grow my businesses? Me, not the people in my inbox, me. So this second secret is really reversing the script there. Okay? Are you with me? Here we go. You take your calendar. I know this is crazy. You take your calendar. I took my calendar and I broke it down into little chunks of time. And I said, what do I want to be working on, regardless of what the outside world needs of me? What do I want to be working on and when? And how frequently should I be working on those things? I put those on the calendar. I marked my calendar as busy. And yes, what is that? That means that it's really hard to book time with me. But it also means that every single week, I am hitting on the things that I know are going to be strategically important for the business. And so every single week, even while I'm working 25 hours a week, the right things are getting done. Take a look at your calendar, think through what do I want my ideal week to look like, and then block that out of your calendar indefinitely so it follows that script. And this is something that evolves over time. I got better and better at this and learned, originally I thought, I need 2 hours of downtime just to think, and it turns out, no, that's not how my brain works. That's not how my motivation works. So I evolved what works for me over time, and now I have an amazing system and it just hums. So calendar blocking, own your time, boom, boom, boom. Secret number 3. Secret number 3 is to get crystal clear on what matters most to me this week. What do I have to get done? What are the things that if I end my week, I will be a happy man if I check the box on these things. For me, it's 5 things. I make 5 weekly commitments. I write them down in a spreadsheet. And every single Monday morning, I look at them. I look at what were my 5 from the last week. I say, did I accomplish these things? Each one. I literally mark it green if I did, red if I didn't, and I move on. What do I want to accomplish this week? I write down an intention, a 1-word intention. So maybe it's get focused. It was a 2-word intention, but write down my intention. And then I figure out okay, what are those 5 things for me this week? I put them in their little buckets. And that's it. That's all I focus on during the week. If other things come in, I have to be really good at saying no to those things because I've already sat down and figured out what matters this week. If important things come in, they can matter next week, and I can choose to make those on my list, to put those on my list for next week. But this week, it's already predetermined. And so that allows me to operate from a place of calm, focused energy. I know I'm focused on the right things, and at the end of the week, if I follow the plan, I'm already set up for success. So to wrap it up, when I finally nailed those 3 secrets, learning how to delegate super well, figuring out an amazing system for blocking my time and proactively owning my calendar, and then a system to really only focus on exactly what needed to be focused on. What are the most strategic things? As soon as I figured out those 3 secrets, all of a sudden I found myself with a lot more time on my hands. And it wasn't that I necessarily set out to be like, I only want to work 25 hours a week necessarily. It was more so I kept getting more and more efficient at these things. And the business kept requiring less and less of my time because of that. And then suddenly I found myself, I one day added up my hours in the calendar. I was like, oh, I work less than 25 hours a week, and I have for the last 3 years. That's kind of crazy. If you are starting a business, or if you already run a business, or if you're thinking about starting a business, just know that 1, it's totally possible to make a shit ton of money reliably every single month. If you build a business following some of these principles, you will also have spare time on your hands, I think. You might be able to tell me otherwise. So if you think I'm an asshole, or if you think I'm lying, or if you think it's not possible, you better call me out in the comments, because I know for me, it has been possible. And I love it when people challenge me on this, because it gives me the opportunity to help. It gives me the opportunity to say, have you tried this? Have you tried that? There's a lot more strategies and tactics that I use other than these 3. These were my top 3. But if you tell me what you're struggling with in the comments, or why you feel like you have to work 80-hour weeks or 100-hour weeks, whatever it is, I'm going to write you back, and I might even record a whole video about it. So let me know. Let's go. Thanks for tuning in.